Welcome, everyone, to today's Explainer. We're going on a bit of a trip today, literally. We're taking a fascinating journey from the mechanical, heavy-duty world of real-life trains and driving that straight into your child's playroom. As you'll see, these massive machines don't just connect our cities. They can actually be the ultimate tool to foster your kids' cognitive development, boost their creativity, and even help manage their daily habits.
Okay, let's dive into this. Here's our roadmap for today. We'll start with train evolution and types, look at the anatomy of a train, get into some creative diorama crafts, do a fun sponge painting activity, talk about lessons in teamwork, and finally, wrap up with the bedtime routine.
All right, let's kick things off with Section 1, Train Evolution and Types, from steam to high-speed rail.
So let's trace the incredible evolution of these machines. You know, in Indonesian, the word for train is kereta api, which literally translates to fire carriage. And there's a good reason for that. Back in the 1800s, trains were literally powered by fire, using burning wood or coal to create steam. Over time, we transitioned away from those fire-breathing giants to modern electric commuter lines, then to urban underground systems, and now we're in the 2020s era of the breathtaking kereta cepat, high-speed rail that can zip you between cities in just a matter of minutes.
And this brilliantly illustrates the physical differences between all these modern marvels. Pretty much every train you see in a busy city today runs on electricity, but their tech and infrastructure, totally different. Commuter lines use your standard surface rails to bring folks in from the suburbs. The MRT dives deep underground for rapid, high-capacity movement. The LRT rides way up high on elevated, bridge-like tracks to skip the ground traffic. And that high-speed rail, it needs highly specialized tracks to safely hit those crazy speeds. Explaining these real-world differences is just a fantastic way to spark your kids' curiosity about engineering.
Moving right along to Section 2, Anatomy of a Train, specifically locomotives and freight cars.
If you really want to help kids grasp how trains actually work, you got to start right at the front, the locomotive. This is the absolute powerhouse. It houses the engine, and its whole job is to pull or push the entire weight of the train along the tracks. When you're playing with toy trains together, making sure they identify the locomotive first is key, because, well, without it, the rest of the train simply isn't going anywhere.
Now, trailing behind that powerhouse, you've got a couple different types of cars. Passenger cars are exactly what they sound like. Designed specifically with seats, windows, and doors to transport people safely and comfortably. Freight cars, on the other hand, are the heavy lifters of the logistics world. They act as giant cargo holds for bulky goods, raw materials, and packages. Teaching your kids to spot the difference helps them make sense of how the real world actually moves things around.
Which brings us to Section 3, Creative Diorama Crafts, Building Miniaturized Worlds at Home.
Let's transition from real-world infrastructure right into the playroom. Building a train diorama is an incredible way to develop a child's fine motor skills. And the best part? You do not need expensive materials. Upcycling is the name of the game here. Use thick styrofoam for your base structure and just crumple up some old newspapers with tape to make dynamic hills and mountains. For the rocky track ballast, believe it or not, clean cat litter works perfectly. Add some hot glue over blue styrofoam to make a flowing waterfall, toss in some 5-centimeter toy trees, and suddenly you've built a permanent, custom train layout right in your living room.
But hey, maybe you don't have the space for a massive diorama. No worries, the developmental benefits of train toys are still totally accessible. Just grab a piece of cardboard, draw a simple track on it, put a printed picture of a locomotive at the start, and have your child match colorful square blocks like blue, yellow, and purple to act as the passenger cars. It is a fantastic, super low-effort cognitive game. It teaches color recognition, counting, and pattern matching, all while they try to build the longest train possible.
Okay, Section 4, Sponge Painting Activity, Crafting Trains with Colors. Get ready to get a little messy.
This is literally the perfect weekend craft, and it really reinforces that train anatomy we talked about earlier. So, how do you paint a train with just a sponge? It's so easy. Step 1, have your child lightly dip a square kitchen sponge into blue paint and stamp it right onto the paper. That's your locomotive. Step 2, use colors like yellow and brown to stamp a line of trailing cargo cars right behind it. Step 3, grab a smaller round sponge, dip it in black paint, and stamp on the wheels for each car. Finally, use that black sponge to lightly dab a trail of smoke puffing out of the chimney. It is a highly tactile, hands-on activity that locks in everything they're learning.
Now for Section 5, Lessons in Teamwork, Storytelling with Kiki the Train. Because let's be honest, toys aren't just for mechanics, they're for soft skills too.
let's look at how train stories can actually teach crucial behavioral lessons. Imagine a story about Kiki, a traditional train. Kiki and her friends, Lily the LRT, Cuero the commuter, Momo the MRT, and Sipi the high-speed train are all tasked with bringing guests to a huge party. Now, instead of competing, they divide the work based on their specific routes and strengths. The fast train grabs the guests who live far away, while the MRT navigates the congested city center. They share the passenger load, and because of that, everyone arrives perfectly on time.
As Kiki the train so wonderfully puts it, by working together, we can do great things. I mean, it's such a simple sentence, but man, it is a powerful takeaway for kids. It gives them a concrete, totally relatable example of why collaboration matters. It shows them that everyone has different strengths, and when we combine those strengths, the whole team wins.
And finally, we've arrived at Section 6, the bedtime routine, winding down the engine. This is a big one, the immense importance of a sleep routine for kids. Think about a hard-working train. Let's call him Percy. Percy comes back to the station absolutely covered in mud after a long, exhausting day of making deliveries. He needs to pull into the shed and cool his engine down. Well, kids are exactly the same. You can't just slam the brakes on a speeding train and expect it to stop instantly on a dime, right? They need a clear, comforting transition to wind down effectively. So the absolutely crucial point here is establishing a consistent routine. Here is a super actionable 4-step checklist you can use tonight, framed entirely around our train theme. Step 1. Wash off the day's mud by getting cleaned up and brushing those teeth. Step 2. Park in the shed, meaning lie down comfortably in bed. Step 3. Listen to a calming bedtime story to slow down that busy mental engine. And Step 4. Take 3 deep breaths to fully release the seam and relax the body before finally drifting off. It gives them a structured, predictable track to follow every single night.
So what does this all mean? From understanding the complex engineering of an underground MRT to learning the value of teamwork from Kiki and even mastering those relaxing deep breaths with Percy the train, the real world is just full of incredible tools for your child's development. How will you use these wonders to build your kids' creativity and daily habits today? Thank you so much for joining me in this explainer. I really hope you're leaving with some fresh, practical ideas to bring into your own playroom. Until next time, keep exploring.